bottom right of the map, we have the Startail Protoss player. Can he defeat Crazy and keep his hopes to go to Codes alive?
Startail Avenge.
Pylon on the low ground this game.
Avenge is 1-1 in the group. He still has a chance to advance. His opponent, though, to the top left of Whirlwind is already out. He lost 2 games, only won a single match. He is
KT roster Crazy.
So far, no anomalies in Crazy's play. He's not going for an early pool or anything like that.
And we talked about Crazy's record against Protoss and Heart of the Swarm in offline matches. He is really bad in this matchup. At least so far, he didn't really have a lot of success. Yeah, the only opponent that he really was able to beat recently was Stork, who lost to Yonghwa earlier. And for Avenge, we have a bit of a different scenario. Avenge in the first round of Code A defeated Hydra with a 2-1. And in the GSTL, he took down DRG and he also won against Lenog. The only Zerg in the Team League that was able to best him was Naxor, aka Monster. So, really decent win ratio against Zerg, 75%, with 4 matches played. In maps, he is 4-2.
Yeah. I love this music, by the way. It's a new song for Heart of the Swarm. I love it.
Yeah, just a little bit at the wrong time of the game.
Yeah. You know, it's like, duh, he's got the Zerg.
It's a little bit like the Walk of the Valkyries.
Yeah, reminds me of that a lot. Wagner's such a good composer, man. Well, this probe's gonna come in here and see everything. He saw the hatch first, but because he went for himself a Nexus first, no way to punish. But he also can start his pylon before the Forge as a result and get a little bit better of an economy because he knows a late Forge at cross spawns against a Zerg going hatch first is totally okay. And Crazy not taking any chances here either.
Yeah, he definitely isn't. He has the drone there. The drone could always block, and he's even sending another one out. He knows that he has to be careful here. He doesn't know just yet about what's going on at the bottom right, so Crazy has to be careful. But I really like that he pulls a few drones just prematurely to make sure, okay, I am going to be safe here. I'm not going to die to a cannon rush. I don't want to be embarrassed in this game.
Yeah, it's better safe than sorry.
Yeah, it's definitely true, and he does that very well. Avenge, strong play in this matchup, but what is Crazy's plan? Crazy is out of Code S, will participate in Code A, so he could go for a very aggressive build, and I feel that he goes for a hatch first here is already a small adjustment.
Yeah, just a slight one. And I want, you know, the most scary person, the most scary type of player, or even an animal or a beast is one that's backed into a corner, and that's where Crazy is right now. He's fighting for pride, he's fighting for revenge right now, and you know, I expected him to do something really risky, but so far he's just playing pretty straight up. Takes third base here now at the 445, or at least makes it look like he's going to. He has a drone over there, but he goes into double queen and not going to take it.
He's going to take the third. He's just
did he accidentally start those overloads too early? I think he did. It doesn't make any sense for him to have those 2 overlords in production right now.
Yeah, one would completely do it, having 2 overlords, but yeah, it delays his third by just a little bit. 1 overlord too much, you could argue, but it's gonna be fine. For him, it's just really important to scout what's exactly at the wall of his opponent, and that's what he did with those Zerglings, finding out that there was indeed, of course, the Forge opening, and just sees the timings there, especially, of course, important with the Warp Gate research, seeing that Cybernetics core there. That allowed him to get that third base. I think that's also the reason why he got the third base a little bit later and the double overlord before that, because he's like, well, what did you start with? Did you start with a Forge or didn't you? That's
what I didn't realize. I didn't realize he hadn't seen that yet. So yeah, it all makes sense. It's actually a smart move by him, thinking of it that way. He's going to take both of his gases at the natural, not in the main base, and the Stargate is nearly completed for Avenge. He doesn't know anything about that either.
And currently we see the Stargate as the tech, of course, coming out of Avenge now. And let's see how well Crazy defends against this. He has the Queens now being building, a few additional ones. The Overlord not really in position where he can see this. Another Overlord now trying to get into position towards the main base. And it's gonna all come down to how well he defends here. He needs, of course, the Spore Callers out there. A few additional Queens would also do him a lot of good. Could need to spread this creep a little bit farther towards the right side, towards the third base, so that he can defend with extra Queens.
Yeah, he's got a great denial on scouts, Avenge that is, and I wonder if he'll hide his Phoenixes instead of showing them. He sends the Phoenix Nope to hunt the Overlord, so he's not going to hide. Starts a second one. He's getting +1, so we'll likely see that flying-esque attack. He even has a probe sneaking over to the pylon, so he's definitely going to do the 4 gateway pressure. There's the third additional gateway.
And the Phoenixes, they have been shown. So the first Phoenix takes out the Overlord. Immediately the first Spore Crawler is started. Leatic is halfway completed.
And we have gonna just try to go to Hydras and skip the Roach Warren entirely?
I think so, yeah. He's going into speed and we don't see a Roach Warren, so at this point I feel we are gonna see the Hydra Den as soon as he hits Lair.
A little bit scary to do that, but it just might work. The timing is very, very thin on this. You know, Hydras in low numbers against Phoenixes can have a lot of problems.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But I think it's exactly what he's going to try here, trying to rely on the Lings. But as he said, we have no speed just yet, so it's going to be slow Lings for now. And the +1 attack upgrade is going to finish in time. So right now we have him not even starting the Hydra Den here. He can't possibly try to rely on Lings alone.
Yeah, what is he thinking? There's the Hydra Den.
Yeah, but he's losing a few precious seconds here.
He might actually lose the hatch if it's targeted. I think he will. He only has 13 Lings on the map. The ones that just popped up don't have speed, and +1 is going to put an end to their lives so quickly.
Exactly. With the +1 attack upgrade, the only thing that the Zealots need against the Zerglings are 2 hits. And they don't even have speed against, for example, the Stalkers or anything like it. So this is really dangerous. I think he's going to lose the third here.
I think if it's targeted, he can't save it. And he can't even kill this pylon here.
The Hydra Den is going to be done in just a few seconds. Nice move here. I love how he uses those drones. Great block, having them on hold position.
Even the Queen is getting some decent hits here. He's struggling to take that out. This buys him so much time.
That buys him enough.
The Hydras.
That buys him enough time. He could have started the Hydra lists already. I can't believe he does it so late, but he might just have enough time here. But this is so much pressure.
Avenge needs to target his Zealots better on those drones. Now he starts to do it a little bit, but those 2 Spines of Vision, this is incredible. I can't believe he holds like this with just a stop position micro.
He's walking over to the third base, but this actually looks a little bit silly if you think about what a huge army we have for the Protoss player.
54 to 24 right now. The Hydra's going to pop out and get zapped. Like bug zappers.
That was an oversight with the waypoint, but we have only one single Spine Crawler at the front. Here come additional Hydralisks, but he could just move in. He's trying to save those Hydralisks walking into the range of those Spore Crawlers, but now it's all about... And once again, the whole position here.
Yeah, and Avenge needs to target better. This is actually kind of silly. He should just hold position.
This whole position, this defense is beautiful.
It's beautiful, but Avenge could definitely target his Zealots a lot better. Now he starts to do it and breaks through.
You know, this is still scary. It's not like he doesn't do any damage, and Avenge could win the game right here, but that Crazy gets into this position at all is amazing.
It was desperation for sure, and you know, it bought him some time, but now I
don't think he's going to win it, no, but like... GG's, but still, you know... It's not like he wins the game because of it, but if you look how well he defended, given that he was so far behind, this just shows how much potential a defense like this has.
Yeah. I mean, imagine he has that and he has the Spines up earlier, or he has Roaches coming.
Think about he doesn't miss the timing for the Hydra, and he doesn't miss the timing to build his Hydras immediately. Those drones, if you're up against an attack like this, you can do so much with that. I mean, Avenge with the time, he just had too many units there, so he's going to win that game. But
he also didn't target his Zealots very well, but you know, it does help. This is something you can use in all matchups with your drones, with your SCVs, or your probes.
It just looks so silly. You have like 20 Zealots like that, and all the Zealots are like, I want to kill that Hydra, but I can't go over there. I can't do anything. This is a tip
you can use against someone who goes for a Speedling all in against you. You just put your probes in stop position around a cannon. The Speedlings will bug out for a little bit. Same with the PvP. If someone 2-gate proxies you and you get a cannon up or something like that.
In the end, it doesn't save him the game, but it at least was a bit of a funny situation.
Yeah, it was. It looked a little bit funny, the Zealots bugging out, but Crazy didn't save his pride there, didn't get revenge, and now he's 1-3.
Yeah, that's the last time that we saw Crazy for the day. We are heading into Yongwa versus SC, of course. For SC, it's also completely irrelevant what's going on right now. But if SC wins the game, then Keen is through. That much we know. If Yongwa wins it, then it all comes down to the last game of the day. So in this situation, we still don't know who's advancing.
Yeah. So not just yet. Belcher Vestige is the map, so 2-player map. You know, that's actually becoming my favorite map in the pool. I didn't like it at first because I thought it was too hard for a Protoss to take a third base, but it starts to feel like really, really balanced, and it has a different flow than Daybreak, for example. I think it's my favorite map in the pool right now. I like the games on Belcher. I'm personally more of an Akilon fan. Akilon is a map where we've seen a lot of good games and very exciting ones. But yeah, I can certainly see Belcher Vestige like growing on you. That game, that map definitely has shown us a lot of good games, not only in Wings of Liberty, but now especially in Heart of the Swarm. Yeah, Akilon has as well, though. I will agree with you on that. That one's definitely my number 2 pick. So
So we're going into another Terran versus Protoss, and Younghwa currently, he's a 2-1 in the group. We have a quick look at the results to just break that down for you once again. As you can see, Keen is currently 3-0, but he's not in Code S just yet. We have Younghwa with a 2-1. The same is true for Avenge now, so you can really see how there could be a three-way tie, and we could also have a tiebreaker, not really a tiebreaker, but we could have seen, we could see Keen now moving out into Code S, and then the last game would determine if Younghwa or Avenge are going to advance here.
Yeah. It's all about this one. This one's going to decide a lot, obviously, whether that next match is played that way or not. And SC is dead in the water right now, and we saw Crazy have a bit of a rough time when he was playing just earlier, and I wonder if SC is going to fall into the same trap, because he's on the same way where it's all about pride, it's about revenge, whatever you want to call it. He obviously can't throw the match or just not play it, because that's against the rules, and we get him banned from the league. But he's got to show something here, something special.
So whatever happens, we have Younghwa kind of has to win the next game right now to make sure that he will at least end up in the tiebreaker. That's really important for him. If he doesn't win the game now, then there could be a scenario where Keen advances together with Avenge to the next round. So Younghwa has to hope for Keen to win his next match anyways. But if he wins it right now, then he would advance together with Keen. If Keen wins then later on the game against Avenge, there would be no tiebreaker. So it's one of those matches where if you lose, you're not out just yet. You can still hope for a scenario where you could end up in a tiebreaker. But
it's not up to you anymore.
Exactly. He really wants to take this game so that it's really up to him, that he will at least end up in a tiebreaker.
Yeah, SC looking just as stressed as he was before, actually looking a little bit more confused than anything else in that shot we had of him. He's had a rough day. This is not the dominating performance a lot of people are expecting from SC. Just looking at people's poll, what they're polling on who they thought were going to get out of the group. People banking actually a lot of votes on these two players themselves, but SC so far just not able to cut it. He's not getting out today.
Yeah. SC a little bit disappointing today. He could be 0-4 in the group if he loses to Younghwa now.
Yep.
Younghwa is doing quite well for himself. He needs to win that game right now. That would at least give him a tiebreaker. If he loses, he could still end up at tiebreaker, still advance to Code S today, but he would have to put his hopes on Keen winning the last map against Avenge, so that this tiebreaker would actually happen between the three of them. And well, let's find out what's gonna happen here in this Terran versus Protoss between Younghwa and SC here at the GSL Up and Down Group F. Powered Wolf.